Well, the Phillies were able to fight for a doubleheader sweep. Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Phillies Sensitive Media Interior Cabin. Tonight's second game of the doubleheader between the Phillies and the Washington Nationals, as the Phillies defeat the Nationals by the score of 8-7, as we sweep out this doubleheader and secure a series win over this Nationals team. Now, guys, before getting into this video, please subscribe if you haven't yet. Please turn on the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. Doubleheader sweep, 11 victories in a row against the Washington Nationals. How about that? Talking about in the first game recap of the doubleheader, I mean, 10 straight victories, now 11, which is now a franchise record. Most consecutive wins against any team for the Phils. So how about that? Congratulations. We make history tonight in Washington, D.C. Yes, I mean, we're playing the bad teams, and we're taking advantage of playing the bad teams. And honestly, I'd say about the Mets, they always beat all the bad teams, and, they're always playing these bad teams. Well, they beat the bad teams, too. So that is what you have to do. I mean, of course, do I believe the Mets are a little overrated? Yes, I do. I mean, I don't think they're, insanely overrated. I still think the Mets are a very good team. But I think they're a tad overrated. Yes, I do. You can say all you want about the Mets, but they have done a wonderful job of beating the bad teams. They have. They really have. I mean, you can't deny it. The Phils are taking care of business against these bad teams. This is what they have to do. Always has to be something. Always a dramatic ending. It's always like I told you in the first game recap. Like you're sitting in front of the TV. Your heart's pounding out of your chest. Like you are scared to death. You are scared to death. Like what's gonna happen? It's just like, oh my gosh. Jose Alvarado, what a disaster he is. He can't even throw a strike. And even the one or two strikeouts he got, I mean, it was like, the slider in the dirt, it's like not even close. They're like hacking at it. I mean, I understand the Nationals, are just, of course, they're an awful team, but they're no slouch offensively. Of course, they're just a bad team all the way around, but you know what I mean. It's a little bit more, understandable for the, a lot of their, hitters to be swinging at, stuff they should be swinging at in the dirt. You're facing the Los Angeles Dodgers, if you're facing the San Diego Padres, they're not really going to let you get away with that. It's going to be a lot less likely, at least. As we pick up the scoring summary here in the bottom of the second inning, my goodness gracious. This would be the first of two for Josh Bell. A home run last night. He hit a home run in the first game of doubleheader this afternoon. He goes deep again as he homers on a fly ball to center field. A solo shot, his 10th of the season, and it's 1-0 Washington. Josh Bell does it to the Phillies again. I mean, Juan Soto, who's been ice cold in the series, knock on wood, right? I really like Juan Soto a lot. Of course, I don't wish him on when he's playing against us, though. So it's been nice to hold him at bay in the series so far. Of course, when Juan Soto goes cold, Josh Bell heats up against us, of course. Solo shot, 1-0 Nats. I mean, this guy is not going to be in the Nationals in 2 months. I said it last night. I'll say it again. Rizzo, he's got to deal this guy. He's got to get something back for Josh Bell. Switch hit bat. The hits for power. This is a really valuable asset for a contending team. It just is. It's in need of a first baseman. This is definitely a valuable asset. Then we pick it up here in the top of the third inning. Matt Vierling homers on a fly ball to left center field. That was a really, really high pitch with a drive out. His second home run of the season. Of course, his first one came off Josh Hader. His first of two tonight for Matt Vierling. Am I right? And the Phillies tie it at 1. So how about that? Matt Vierling, continues to stay hot. So we got the start out in center field in game 2. So he was able to get the job done off of Pablo Esposito to tie the game. Then we pick it up here in the same inning. Another error by this Nationals defense. I'm talking about in the first game. They can't field. They can't pitch. Of course, they have a mediocre offense. This team is like one of the worst things I've ever seen in some time now. Of course, we've seen a lot of bad teams over the years. The 2018, 2019 Orioles, those are pretty, some pretty bad teams. Of course, the Cincinnati Reds are awful right now. Kyle Schwarber reaches on a fielding error by Luis Garcia. So another error by Luis Garcia. I told him about last night. If this guy wants to be the, everyday shortstop for the Washington Nationals in the future, he needs to, clean up this defense. This is just like ridiculous. 3 errors in just the span of 2 days. This is just sad. Munoz comes around to score 2-1 Philadelphia. So we now take the lead. Then we pick it up here in the same inning. Nick Castellanos collects another RBI. He grounds into a force out as they were able to get Rhys Hoskins out at second. Nick Castellanos hustling down the line. He was able to beat out the throw. That is why you hustle. Kyle Schwarber was able to score on that one to extend the Phillies lead now to 3. We're getting runs any way we can. I mean, runs are runs, and runs lead to what? Wins. Runs lead to wins. Yes, they do actually. Then we pick it up here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Oh my goodness gracious. This guy is just the pain in the Phillies' backside. I mean, oof. As Josh Bell homers on a fly ball to right center field, his 2nd of the night, 3rd of the day, 4th of the series. A 2-run shot also scores Nelson Cruz. Bell's 11th of the season, and Washington ties the game at 3. Josh Bell does it yet again. I mean, he hits home runs from the left side of the box. He hits home runs from the right side of the box. I mean, usually switch hitters, have a predominant side. Josh Bell, he's pretty much the same on both sides. He's slightly better on the left side, average this season above 300. I believe he's hitting right around 290 overall, so he's slightly better on the left side. But man, this guy's pretty much the same hitter on both sides. This guy's a talented hitter. Hitting for power from both sides. Let me pick it up here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Old friend Michael Franco hits a second place fly out to left field, and Nelson Cruz comes around to score, and the Nationals now take a 4-3 lead. Michael Franco with some fundamental baseball. I haven't said that name in a while. Michael Franco, way back in 2019. Of course, he was with us from 2014 to 2019 when he was non-tendered. Pick it up here in the same inning. Luis Garcia, he can't field, but he definitely could hit on this one as he doubles on a sharp fly ball to right field. Josh Bell comes around to score, and the Nationals now take a 5-3 lead. So that was Garcia's 4th double of the season. I was really annoyed here. 5-3 Nationals. You win the first game of a doubleheader, 5-3. You have to win this second game. You wasted an opportunity. You pick it up here in the top of the 8th inning. Bryce Harper, who got the night off from starting, right? He got the night off from starting. They just want to keep him off his legs. We cannot forget that he still has a torn UCL. We have to take it easy on this guy, right? Just let him rest. Just let him rest. It's a big game. Bryce back in Nats Park as he doubles on a sharp line drive to right field. Kyle Schwarber and JT Realmuto come around to score, and the Phillies tied at 5. On the pitch before that, high and outside. clearly out of the zone. Harper, goes down to take off his shin guards like he always does. I always love when he does that. Does not slightly dispose the bat down. Just leaves his equipment at the plate for the bat boy to go get. The umpire called it a strike. that pitch was not even close. Terrible call. But luckily in the very next pitch, he tied the game. Thank you. And they had Captain Obvious there to hold the sign up and say, that was a ball. And it looked like the umpire even looked over at him and Captain Obvious was dressed up, of course, in the captain's hat. If you double out Boone's double total, it's 3 shy of Harper's. Then we pick it up here in the top of the 9th inning. Matt Veerling with his 2nd home run of the game as he homers on a fly ball to center field. His 3rd of the season, and the Phillies now take a 6-5 lead. So another big hit for Matt Veerling. Of course, as I said, his first home run of the season came against Josh Hader when it really mattered against the Milwaukee Brewers, and he does it again. He does it off of Tanner Rainey this time. So, been pretty good for that. Not so much, recently, but in 2019 he was very good. Of course, they got him in the Tanner Roark deal back in the 2018-2019 season. That feels like forever ago. Then we pick it up here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Bring in Andrew Bellotti. Bob Dobson takes him out, and probably understand it. He wanted a lefty-lefty matchup with Juan Soto. I partly understand it. As much as I'm not an Alvarado fan, as much as I don't really love the move, I partly understand the move. You wanted a lefty-lefty matchup with Juan Soto. I get that. Of course, he ends up walking Juan Soto because he just can't throw strikes. He can't lift the. He loves to throw the slider and the fastball, at 98 miles an hour, but it just is in the dirt. It's up at his. He just can't locate. He can't locate. I've always said I love his stuff. But he just can't locate his stuff at all. And I don't really blame this on Jose Alvarado as Nelson Cruz hits a ground ball to short. It wasn't the easiest play in the world. Didi Gregorius throws totally off balance, and the throw goes over Rhys Hoskins. and the old friend Cesar Hernandez comes around to score, and Washington ties the game at 6. I mean, that could not happen. Diesel tanker running on the first base line. I mean, he had time. You had time, Didi. It's not like Lane Thomas was running up the line. It was Nelson Cruz. I mean, my goodness, you had time. You had time. So he rushes the throw, and of course that was marked down as an error, Didi, as it should have been. So the game is tied at 6. Unbelievable. I thought we were going to lose this game. We really did, because we intentionally walked Josh Bell. And we get Ruiz to ground out the boom. I mean, that was just so lucky. That was just so lucky. Now we pick it up here in the 10th inning. JT Realmuto singles on a ground ball to center field. Kyle Schwarber and Rhys Hoskins come around to score, and then there was some interference with Michael Franco, right? I mean, he was not happy. I mean, you saw he was going like this. His eyes were like wide open. He's like, "Yo, what's wrong? What's wrong?" You know, he was really upset. There was clear interference there. And Davey Martinez, manager, announced, I don't think I've ever seen him so heated. He was ejected from the game for arguing the call. He was going out, getting in. You could tell he wanted to get thrown out. He was just I think he tried to fire up his team a little bit. I mean, when your team is just as bad as this, I think you got to fire him up a little bit. So he stayed out there until he was ejected. Even after he got ejected, he stayed out there for a little while. They pretty much had to just walk him back to the yard. National fans were going crazy. A lot of people in the ballpark tonight, Nats Park, for a team so bad. Of course, they just want to see, Hart back in town, and, when they want to boo him, probably. I mean, my goodness gracious, Davey Martinez was heated. So, of course, he was ejected from the ball game. You know what? I mean, it was interference. It was interference. So that run really proved to be the deciding factor, because Jose Alvarado, Rob Thompson lets him go back out there for the bottom of the 10th inning. Here, Adriancia doubles on a sharp line drive to right field the other way. Herbert Ruiz comes around to score, and it's now an 8-7 ball game. So Nationals now just get one run closer, and that was his first double of the season. But that would be your final 8-7. Kyle Schwarber, one knockout out of the last spot, scoring 3 runs tonight for the Phillies, and Rhys Hoskins, one knock out of the tool, as of course he did go hitless in game 1. Nick Castellanos, one knock. As he got the start in the 3-hole, of course, since Hart got the second game off from starting, right? Of course, he did come in later to pinch hit. JT Muto, only one hit was a big one. The 2 RBI single was just absolutely huge. So he actually got a big hit for once. Wow. You don't really see that too often. Of course, he's not a clutch hitter at all. And Dribble Herrera goes, it was out in center. Harper only, it was a big one. The line drive, double to right center field to tie the game at 5. Wasn't that just wonderful? Jose Alvarado gets in at bat tonight, doesn't even swing the bat. So we did see a pitcher hit tonight. Alec Bohm collected 3-hit game in the first game of the doubleheader, goes hitless in the second. And Bryson signed another hit was performance in the second game. He's really started to cool off again. Matt Vierling, 2 knocks, 2 solo shots. Gets his average now up to 232. I mean, this guy has really started to swing a better bat. I mean, a 690 OPS now. He has just been on fire. I mean, 333 average in the last 7 games, 3 of 3 average in the last 15. Yano Munoz gets to start at second. He goes hitless, but he was able to draw a walk. Bailey Falter, 5 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, all 3 earned, 1 walk and 4 strikeouts. I mean, this was an opener, but man, I mean, he gave us some land, 5 solid innings, allowing the 2 home runs to the red-hot Josh Bell. So Bailey Falter did his job. I mean, this guy continues to impress. A 4.50 ERA. Nick Nelson, of course, also got smacked with 2 earned. He wasn't very good tonight in that inning. Corey Knebel, I mean, in a non-save situation, this guy does not like the pressure. We've seen it before. We saw it when he was with Milwaukee. We saw it last year with the Dodgers. He's not a closer. He's not a closer. And he had a great inning of relief tonight in that 7th inning. Jerry's feeling it's always scary with him in the bottom of the 8th inning. Striking out 2, but allowing 2 knocks. And Angie Velati, 2/3 of an inning, 1 hit. The run was not earned because, that was Jose Alvarado on the mound. I mean, my goodness gracious, it's always something scary. I mean, of course, I don't believe that in Velati. 2 strikeouts, and Jose Alvarado, who gets the blown save. Partly, as much as I can't stand Alvarado, it's not all his fault. I mean, Didi just didn't help him. Inning in the 3rd, 1 hit. Of course, the run was not earned because the runner was on second base to start the inning. Win is a win. We sweep out this doubleheader. So the Phillies take care of business. 4:35 the first pitch tomorrow. Aaron Nola 4-4 with a 3.42 ERA going against Joshua Gray, 6-4 with a 4.33 ERA. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Check out social media. Link in the description section at Phillies Hat Media, Instagram. Follow me on Twitter at Beyond Media. Card text 267-225-3092. Email me, philliesmedia@gmail.com. So guys, thanks for watching. I'm Luke, and that's our Let's go, Phillies.